every single time I have people come visit me in Argentina, or they come down to Buenos Aires and they're looking for some recommendations, one of the chief complaints, one of the first things I hear every single time is, Alex, I'm having a hard time finding good places to eat food. It's like nothing but like steak and French fries. Like, how do you stay in shape while you're down here? And honestly, now it kind of makes me laugh because after being here 3 times over the last few years, almost a full calendar year in Buenos Aires, it's normal to me to see like how many of these places are just serving like burgers and pizzas and like French fries and things like that. But at the same time, how many incredible restaurants and how many like amazing ways there are to stay in shape kind of hidden amongst them. So in this video, I want to go through like a full day of eating, training. I am just wrapping up my trip here, so it is coming into summertime back home in Canada. So I did want to lean out a little bit. I'm currently weighing just over 78 kilos, and I want to get down to maybe like 73 kilos by summer, by the time it comes around. So I still got lots of time to do it, but yeah, let's go through a full day eating, training in Buenos Aires to get in shape in a city that people say it's not so easy to do so. So let's get into it. All right, welcome back to Lifting Nomad. My name is Alex, and if you are new here, this channel is all about traveling, living a balanced sort of fitness-focused lifestyle without compromising and sacrificing the ability to go have a cheeky afternoon margarita, have some good food along the way, really not going too far into the deep end of the bodybuilding and kind of body dysmorphia and eating disorder sort of world. Just honestly having a good balanced approach towards fitness, travel, and lifestyle. So we are bright and early here in Buenos Aires. I am making breakfast right now before I go to the gym. Typically in the mornings, I wake up around 6 a.m. local time, which is 5 a.m. Eastern, which is kind of a cheat code to actually get a little bit of things done before the rest of the world gets up. And especially in Argentina, anyone who's been here is extremely late rising culture. So Buenos Aires, like my windows right here, it's completely pitch black. Like I'll even show you what it looks like outside right now. It's kind of funny. Every time I wake up this early, there's nobody out, there's nobody around. Like it is, like it is real quiet out here. Maybe a couple people like walking their dogs or like the garbage men or stuff like that, but for the most part, not really much going on yet. Police, garbage men, things like that. But for the most part, not really anything going on. And it's like that on most days. This is like weekday, right? And compared to back to like Canada or most other places I've been, it's this time of the day is one of the most busy. This is when people are up, they're going for runs, they're going to the gym. So it's always a little bit funny to see. Okay, now with that said, I'm making my breakfast, and I pretty much have the same breakfast anywhere I am in the world. It's some combination of bread or carbs, carb source. Usually, like I prefer bagels. Super hard to get bagels down here in Buenos Aires. So I just have like a loaf of like normal lower calorie bread. I'm doing some lunch meat ham and some lunch meat cheese with some tomatoes. Gonna put it on the grill, fire it up. Very, very simple. This comes out to just over 400 calories and just over 40 grams of protein. So I tend to try and get 10 grams of protein for every 100 calories. I'd say right now I'm eating just right around 2,000 calories a day. So trying to get anywhere from like 180 grams to 200 grams of protein. Pretty standard. So I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna make my breakfast and then we'll head to the gym. All right, meal one is complete. We have 2 breakfast sandwiches with some chimichurri sauce on the side. Macros are gonna be on screen right here. So definitely a little bit higher in fat and carbs than normal for the rest of my meals. But the thing is, for the rest of the day, I'm pretty much just eating like 1 ingredient meals, as you'll see as we go throughout the day. So it's kind of easier for me, I think, to bulk up and have my carbs at the beginning of the day, especially before a workout. I find I just get more energy. I feel more satiated. I'm not as like drowsy, not as tired. So it just lets me get through my workout in a very good way. And today we do have chest day, so I want to be able to get a little bit of a pump. So got some salt in the chimichurri. Funny enough, here in Buenos Aires, anyone who's been, there's no real hot sauce. The hot sauces are very, very lackluster, let's say. So chimichurri is something they do have a lot of. So I actually found like some pretty good spicy chimichurris in the grocery stores that are extremely low in calories, but taste great and go pretty well with like breakfast sandwiches, with eggs, with steaks. So it gives me an option to have something on the side, because anyone who's been here knows like they don't typically season too much. They let the food really speak for itself here, which is, you know, all the power to you. But at the same time, I do like some hot sauce with a lot of my food. So this is meal one, gonna crush this, head to the gym. Like I said, it is chest day. Gonna pop around the house for a little bit as it is pretty early. And like I pointed out, the gym actually doesn't even open until 7 a.m. here in Buenos Aires, which is ludicrous to think about. So yeah, I gotta kill a little bit of time this morning and then we're gonna head to the gym. Let's get it. All right, gym is done. Back at the gaff. Time for meal number two. And honestly, one of my favorite things about living in Argentina is the fact that most apartments have a gas stove. Yeah. Anyone who hasn't used one, a gas stove literally is just like an absolute lifesaver in terms of time, in terms of the quality of cooking you can do. Like you can get up to temperature to cook a steak in like, I don't know, less than a minute on a gas stove versus like a convection takes so long to heat up. Also, the heat distribution on an actual flame is quite a bit different. Like you can lift up the pan and it's still gonna get hot versus like an electric oven is gonna turn off. But it's funny, since I've been streamlining my diet and just like making it honestly a lot more simple in terms of one ingredient foods, not like overcomplicating it with sauces and like trying to make something out of nothing. My diet's been like, I feel really good. I've been losing, I would guess, mostly fat. My lifts have been maintaining or gaining while I'm losing a fair bit of weight week over week. So meal number two, very simple. We've got lean ground beef. It's hard to find extra lean ground beef. Sometimes my grocery store has it, sometimes they don't. So I unfortunately do have to go with just lean. It also doesn't tell you the percentage, so I'm guessing it's 90-10 or something similar. So for the approximation, that's what I'm using. But here's meal number two on the screen right now. So we've got just over 250 grams of lean ground beef. Gonna do 2 whole eggs, and then on the side, I'm gonna have 1 orange and 1 banana. I just find like when I'm dieting, fruit tastes good. It makes me feel good. It fills me up. And it's just like a nice reprieve from just eating protein. Like my metabolism, as I've talked about in other videos, is extremely low for someone who does my activity level and my body weight and my age, my size. I tend to shoot for around 2,000 calories, like I said, but that's on top of, after my chest workout today, I did 30 minutes on the bike and 30 minutes on the incline treadmill. As well, I'm gonna go for a big walk after this, typically around 45 minutes to an hour. Just for the sake of argument, this is how many steps I've averaged over the last 2 years. So just shy of 15,000 steps. And it kind of makes me laugh when people I see like saying, oh, I'm shooting for 8,000 steps today, or, you know, this is like my New Year's goal, I wanna do 8,000 steps. And it just makes me like fully grasp how bad my metabolism and my genetics for fitness truly are. And again, not complaining, but I mean, objectively, like 8,000 steps, I do that before I even worked out. I do that on days where I'm not even training. Like 8,000 steps for me is a day that I've been extremely ineffective, probably hungover, like haven't done much. So like 8,000 steps, it just seems so foreign for me to say like that would be my goal. But that's why it's important to understand like everybody is a little bit different. There are people who can get away with eating more food, doing less exercise and still losing weight. I unfortunately am someone who has to do way more exercise and eat way less food in order to lose weight. It's just how it always has been for me. I put on loads of strength in my lifts over the years, and it still just hasn't really impacted my metabolism as much as I'd hoped. So this is what I have to do. So that's why it's important to listen to your body, keep track of how many calories you're consuming, and keep track of your weight on a daily basis, because it can, you know, you going online and using like a BMR calculator, or a TDEE calculator, something to estimate how many calories they're actually burning, can sometimes be way off, simply because of people's genetics and their metabolism around fitness. So I'm gonna finish meal number two here. We're at about 105, 110 grams of protein on the day, just shy of 1,200 calories. So I've got quite a bit of room to go. I am gonna have a chicken breast for dinner, and that brings in usually around 50 to 60 grams of protein, so I will hit my target. But yeah, gonna finish up meal two, put around the house a little bit here, then we're gonna go for a big walk. We'll see you there. I will say, honestly, like one of the coolest things about walking around in Buenos Aires is just like how many different places you can go, even just in Palermo, on different routes that are gonna be through parks and through greenery, and just like there's always just something beautiful to see in this city. Like where I'm sitting right now is over by the Science Center, funny enough, which is like on the west end of Palermo, Soho. This park, excuse me, has like a kids playground, a pretty good sized kids playground over there. And the Science Center is like, I would say, more designed for children than adults for sure. And then on the other side of the road down there a little bit further is like a calisthenics park. And then this park itself is like always pretty busy with people walking their dogs. And then Distrito Arcos is on this side, which is like an outdoor shopping outlet mall. They have like Nike, Adidas. It's a little bit higher end. They have a couple cool patios just to sit on and have a drink though. That's pretty cool out there. But yeah, this is like one of my favorite walks is to come through here. There's always just like people playing with their dogs. There's like people reading. It's very tranquilo. And I think honestly, it's one of the things I'm going to miss most about this city is just like how easy it is to get outside and see nature and smell fresh air. And it doesn't, anyone who's been here before, like of course you'll know like Buenos Aires means good air in Spanish. And that's literally what it is. No matter where you are, it never smells like a city, like even in like the heart of hearts of it. So I'm gonna sit here for a little bit longer and then head back to the apartment. I ended up having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, just something to hold me over in the meantime, as I was getting a little bit famished. But yeah, and then right behind me here is the train tracks, and that goes all the way kind of across the city. If you've been here again, like you'll know what this train track I'm sitting at is. But yeah, this is like one of my favorite things to do, and I've got just a few days left here, so I want to do a couple things that I would typically do on like a nice rest day or like during lunch. Just something to get out of the house. And it is a beautiful like fall day. It's like 22 degrees Celsius, the sun's shining. It is gorgeous. So I'm gonna walk around a little bit more. Have to head back to the flat here shortly, but yeah, I'm gonna go down and check out the other end of the park. All right, now down at the other ends of the park, and this is like where there's another little kids playground here on the side, and then like a calisthenics park in here. And then this is like towards that end where the high rises are. That's Palermo Hollywood. And then what's behind me here is, this is my third year coming here. This condo has been under construction since my first time here. This has been in construction. So I'm not really too sure how long this thing is supposed to take, but it's going to be quite the complex when it is finally complete. But I can tell you, it's still like a ways out. The renderings on the side of the building look like it's going to be maybe like 5 to 6 stories high. So I guess it's not that far off, but there still looks like, maybe another full year before it's actually complete. But if I do come back here, it's going to be cool to see that building finally finished. So yeah, it's pretty nice out today. I'm going to head back towards my apartment, as I do have a little bit of things to do before I head back to Toronto. So yeah, gonna walk back to the flat. All right, back at the flat. Time for meal number 4 of the day. We're eating like a true porteño, a true Argentinian today. I'm having more steak. This is just going to be a straight up ojo de bife. It's like just under 350 grams of steak. So I'll have it on screen here for what the macros are for the last meal of the day. Gonna have some frozen veg with it as well. But yeah, this is a little bit more calories than I would have liked. I'm sitting at like 2,100 on the day or so. Even with 30 minutes of spinning, even with, an hour and a half of walking, like the reality is my metabolism just can't burn that many calories. So I am going to have to I'm going to eat this, and then I'm going to go for another walk after dinner, after my Spanish class. It's good. It's a long day, but I had a really good workout this morning as well. So I want to make sure I am giving myself like the micro and macronutrients to recover properly, so that when I hit chest again the next time, I don't feel too bad. So I'm going to crush this steak, and then I'm going to see you for the walk, and we'll wrap up the video. Like even walking around with the city at nighttime, there's something just so magical about it. And so like, it's refreshing. It's just beautiful. It's been delightful. But that's going to be the end of the video for today. So that's a full day of eating, full day of training as I'm getting in shape, living here in Buenos Aires, Argentina, enjoying my food, enjoying my booze, but also getting in shape for the summer. So hopefully the video was useful. If it was, feel free to leave a like or comment in the section below. Always helps the algorithm. As always, my name's Alex. Welcome back to Lifting Nomad. And see you in the next one. Peace.